Auction time. This is the 5T series auction. 5T01. I made this one on video. It is a Mississippi gravel heat treat. I believe the heat treat's 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And had a little bit of trouble with some of the inclusions, but they all seemed to nap out. So only had a few inclusions left, which is good. I did sharpen these notches off camera when I noticed in the book and in an email that these notches give people trouble, right? So I just made them a little bit deeper. It wasn't that difficult, actually, to sharpen these notches. I don't know if that's the correct word. Once you have these nice pop outs, it's easy to make the bottoms of those notches sharp. You just take a pressure flaker and do it. But what I did was I used percussion to knock out some big percussion flakes to thin it down, and that made it much easier to sharpen the bottom of the notches. Okay? It is I did begin the beveling process, but it's not completely beveled. You know, but there is, you can see how it is flattened here and there. But for the most part, it's in the pristine state. Yeah, how long is it? 4 1/4, a little bit more than 4 1/4 inches long. Okay, it is kind of thick and hefty. And I think these were used as knives. Okay. Harden. FT02. This I also made on video. This is a Lost Lake made from high grade hornstone. Yep, and you can see it all on video. 2 7/8, almost 3 inches. It is thin down here. It's actually thicker up here than it is down there. Thicker up here near the tip than it is down at the base. It is slightly beveled again. I did run quite a few passes. Let's see, maybe 3 or 4 passes to achieve those bevels, I think, on this one. I'm not sure. 3 beveled passes. Yeah, the more passes you do, the more pronounced this bevel looks, and of course, the more narrow it gets. And the notching is always difficult, but the most difficult part for me on this is to keep the base wide. Yeah, I always seem to make it too narrow. This one worked out pretty good. 5T03. I made this one off camera. This is a heat treat Texas chert, and I patterned it after a point that I saw in a personal collection. I think it was the Dana Harper collection online. Yeah. Let's see if I can show the translucency. It does have slight translucency. See that? It's a nice yellow color. Doesn't seem like that's what it would be, but that's what it is. Yeah, I don't know what style of point this is with multiple notches. I think it's from Texas, but I'm not sure. This style of point. It's very rare. I've only seen one example. But I've seen similar examples like this in California, but smaller. This one is 2 9/16 inches long. A little over 2.5 inches long. I spent a lot of time doing the tip on this one to make sure there wasn't any step fractures on the tip. That always takes me forever. Everything else is pretty straightforward. Yeah, if it's a high grade heat treat, there's not too much difficulty in thinning it down. Although you are left with these little step fractures sometimes. Alright. 5T04, this one is on video. It's a Rainy Buttes arrowhead. I don't know the style. if this matches a style in the archaeological record. I just like this kind of look to the stem. Now, these notches, as I was doing them, Rainy Buttes gets a little bit crunchy when you don't prepare the edges very well. I could have filed these every time I took a flake, file the bottom of the notches and then took a flake, but I just tried to crunch it in and it ended up almost stalling on these. Almost. So I stopped just before they stalled. Yeah. If I had tried to go further, I would have either blown away something like the barb or the ear, or crunched it really bad. Yeah. I would have stalled it really bad or blew something away if I had continued on those notches, but they look okay. Rainy Buttes is kind of a soft material in that it's very crunchy. It doesn't sharpen that all that well, but once you get used to it, it flakes really well. Yeah, it's harder than it looks as far as hardness of the stone itself. It looks soft and it feels soft, but knocking a flake off requires a pretty good amount of energy. What is it? How long is this one? Same 2 and 9/16, a little bit over 2.5. So these two are the same length. Yeah, exactly the same length. 5T05. This is high-grade obsidian, and it has a brownish tint. It doesn't show up as a brownish tint, though. That's weird. In sunlight, it looks a little bit brownish. Like, you can kind of see it there. Let's see. Yeah, it looks more brown in sunlight. Here with this light, it looks more yellowish. But it's a very interesting, very high-grade obsidian. Yeah, I just pecked and picked around the edges to sharpen this. Yeah, it's a straightforward arrowhead. I didn't do anything special. I made this off camera. Yeah, just to work with the material to see what quality it was. It's very high grade, high quality stuff. Where did I get it? I got it from a friend of mine here in Vermont that got it from a friend of his. So I don't know where it came from. Yeah. It's just been sitting in storage for years, the flakes. So I made an arrowhead. What is this? It's 2 inches long. This is like a hunting arrowhead style. Modern hunters like that style of arrowhead. I guess the ancient hunters like these too for hunting. 82 grains. Yeah, the size of this could be either an arrow point or a little dart point. Back in the day. Okay. 5T06. I made this off camera this morning from a piece of mystery heat treat. Very high grade stuff. Very pretty. I don't know what it is. How do I know it's a heat treat? I don't really know. It just napped like a heat treat. It's really pretty stuff. So it was easy to nap. So I said, let's make a Langtree. It could also be, like a Noonan style, or there's some other styles that look like this in the United States that are not Langtrees. In Texas, we would call this a Langtree. Although with a Langtree, the sides a lot of times are not this wide. They're more narrowed and concave on the sides in many cases. But I'm still calling it a Langtree, and I'm assuming it's a Texas chert, but it might not be. It might be from California or something like that. Yeah, interesting material. It napped really, really well. Yeah, as I've said in previous videos, I'm getting into some of the stuff I've been stashing away for when I got better at napping. Yeah, finally starting to nap that stuff. Okay. Last but not least, 5T07, a small box of brokes and bifaces. There are a couple of brokes in here. This one I snapped this morning, actually. And this one I snapped yesterday or the day before. I blew off part of the barb. Doing the vertical punch work. I was doing vertical punch work on this and blew off the barb. So I said, this is a broken biface candidate. It's supposed to be like a northern side notch style point. This one I did off camera. I didn't like the way it looked. I had this on video, but I deleted the video because I didn't like the way this was really crunchy right here. This is high grade hornstone, the same as the other one. The other Lost Lake here. This was like my practice run on this high grade hornstone for a Lost Lake style. Yeah, the symmetry is off. See, this barb is wider than that barb, and the base is not wide enough, and the napping is too crunchy and too steppy down here when I was trying to thin the stem. Yeah, so I didn't like it. This one is 3 3/8. This one is 3 1/2. This is just a biface of high grade black butter dacite. Nothing wrong with it. I was going to make an arrowhead out of it. Ran out of time, so I said, I'll let someone else snap it and see they can experience the high grade black butter dacite. That's always fun. It's always fun to experience this high grade stuff. Yeah. I did grind it around here, around the edges. Yeah. All right, so that's what's in that little box. Okay. Yeah, that's it for the items. Rules. These are my cheat notes. Yeah. There is a better description in the description box of the rules. It's not complicated. There will be an auction every Monday. Yeah, and it's not a live auction. I just post a video, and at 9 p.m. Eastern, I look to see who won, and at 9:01, I start announcing winners. This is Eastern time. It's different for time zones, but I'll get into that in a little bit. Please look at my previous auctions to see how they work. Yeah, that's the easiest way to experience the rules, so to speak. You just look at my previous auctions, okay? If you are not able to reply or comment, you will not be able to bid. And I think you have to sign up for a YouTube channel in order to comment, and therefore in order to bid. Okay? Just be aware. I can enter your bid for you if you email me. If you can't seem to get into YouTube to create a channel or to bid or to comment, even if you have a channel, sometimes people can't comment for some reason. I don't know why, but it happens. You can email me. I could, if I receive the email in time, I could enter your bid for you, but that's kind of dicey as well. Just be aware. Auction 3J has a demo on how to bid if you need it, okay? Just type in Jack Crafty Auction 3J and hit the return button or a search button, and it'll bring you to that video. That's the auction video, and then you can look for the demo. Bid in the comments section under one of my pre-populated comments. Yeah, the comments I'm gonna put in comments with the item numbers and the timestamp where the item appears in the video and a short description. So you comment under that comment. I put in comments describing the items, and you comment or you bid under those comments. Okay? It's also replying. It'll say either reply or comment when you hit the button to reply or comment. Okay? Same thing. I will like your comment if I see it. Please be aware that there's no other way for me to tell you that I've seen your bid, and there's no guarantee that I do see your bid. All right? Unless I put a like on it, then you know that I've seen it. If it gets late and it's nearing the end of the auction and you don't have any likes on your comments or on your bids, you need to be aware that I probably do not see your bids or your comments. It does happen where not all comments are visible to everybody. And when they're not visible to me, we run into problems because you might be the winner and I don't see your bids. That means I'm going to award it to somebody else. Okay, so if you don't see a like on your comment, what you can do is ask me, did you see my bid? In the comment section. Just right under your bid, you write, did you see my bid? Type it in and hit return. If I don't respond to your question, did you see my bid? That means I don't see your bid. because I would have said, yeah, I see it, or no, I don't see it. If I say, no, I don't see it, but I do see your question, something was screwy, just bid again. If I don't respond at all, that means you're not able to comment. Or I'm not able to see your comment. You are able to comment, sorry. I'm not able to see your comments or your bids. That's a problem. Okay? You can email me if you have a problem like that and you really want to bid and it's not working because I can't see it. Send me an email or ask somebody else to say, hey, what's going on? My friend bid and it's not showing up, apparently. Do you see the bids? And we'll try to work it out and see what we can do to get you to comment or bid successfully. Okay? Let me see. Yeah, it may take a while for me to like your comment, but as the time approaches the end of the auction, I will check more frequently. Yeah. Try not to bid at the last minute. You got to try. Try not to bid at the last minute. Please be aware that YouTube's time tracker is not always accurate. I use YouTube's time tracker to keep track of how old your comments are and to see if you're on time. Now, I can just use the regular clock to see, but since YouTube provides a time tracker, I use YouTube's time tracker because everybody sees that. But it's not always accurate, so you may be bidding on time, and if YouTube says you're late, you're late. I can't count your bid as on time. So just be aware. Sometimes it can be up to 2 minutes off, this little YouTube time tracker. But I'm using it to keep everything fair, okay? Because that's what everybody sees. Shipping is free in the U.S. International shipping is discounted, but not free. I will add $10 for lightweight packages that are international, and I'll add $20 for heavy packages if you're the winner. I will provide tracking numbers. I accept PayPal, which is preferred, or Venmo, or Cash App, or checks or money orders, or a payment via electronic invoice that I can send you, and you can pay with a credit card or a debit card. Yeah, I can send you an invoice that you can click on the link and pay with a card if all else fails. Winners will be announced at 9:01 p.m. Eastern Time. Yeah, the auction ends at the top of the hour, but I don't start announcing until 9:01. Now, pay attention to your time zone because that means it ends at 8 Central, it ends at 7 Mountain, or it ends at 6 Pacific, depending on your time zone. If you're in these different time zones, the auction ends at not 9 p.m. Eastern for you. Okay? The auction ends at the top of the hour. Yeah, okay, said that. You will be notified in the comments section if you are the winner. Please email me your info if you are new. If you've never bid before, you need to send me your info if you win because I have no idea where to send the item to or who to charge. All right? Or you got to tell me your real name if it's different from your YouTube name so I know who actually won. Yeah. All right? Okay. I hope that was clear. If you have any questions, you can email me or just ask me in the comment section down below in this video. Okay? Don't be shy. I hope you guys had a good weekend and good luck.